If you want to stay updated, make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to get the videos as soon as they upload.
How are you doing as I check our connection? A couple messages for the viewers, so pick a section, have a seat. Yeah, I know this is different, quit with the questions. Allow me a second, please, to make my first impression.
YouTube, what up? Welcome back to another Pounds 978 custom video. And today I want to talk to you guys about this original piece created and designed by Figopstoys. Go check out figopstoys.net for all your action figures and collectibles. I was asked to make the character they created, and yeah, I was happy to make it. At first, he sent me a Spider-Man-like image, but then I guess he decided to make something brand new, and he sent me two pictures. The first one being white. He was supposed to be white originally, and then he sent me the gray version and said, let's make him gray and red, and I said, pretty cool. But there was an issue, not realizing when I first took the job that the reference art just didn't make sense in some places, and I'll show you what I mean. It just has some inconsistencies that you really don't notice until it comes time to examine it, and then you start to see that things don't connect. Like his right leg, for example, you see how there's a line that goes in one direction and then the other one goes in the opposite direction, and then if you look on the back side, him with his back turned, both of the lines go in the same direction, so that's a little off. And if you continue to look at him with his back turned, you can see that right under his left arm there's a red line that will go to his back, but it doesn't connect to anything in the front side. So I had to come up with my own way to connect those lines because they just weren't consistent with the front and back image. And I told Mr. Figops about it, and he had no issue with me just rerouting it my own way, I guess. So I did that. You can see there's no line, the red line that goes under his left armpit. It all had to go under his right armpit in order for it to connect to other lines. And everything else pretty much is similar, but it's just not exact. I think the reference art has more sharp lines to it than what I used. I used more curves, more rounded edges than sharp edges. And I'll tell you why. Because I could have done it with sharp edges, but I wasn't sure how durable paint would stay on bendy wires. So instead, I used these things. They are flexible, but they're not bendy. But you won't have any issue with the paint coming off them because I've painted these before, and I think they look cool. If you want to know what they are, stay tuned. I'll tell you where they come from as well. I didn't sculpt behind the leg. I decided painting would be adequate enough. So there's a mixture of one painted line, sculpted lines, and then some flexible wire for lines to make it all look like spider legs. And really quick, shout out to AV's Epoxy, because they sent me some red epoxy a long time ago, and I never used it until today. And I should have used it during the spider carnage because his tendrils were red, but I didn't. I used the gray normal epoxy, but then I was like, oh yeah, I got red. So I decided to use the red sculpt for most of the sculpt that you see here. However, I did have to paint it though, so I sculpted it and then repainted it with red in order to match the red I have on the head. Before I attached the wires, I wanted to make sure that the paint would stay on it and hold up. So I painted a bunch of red parts before I decided to attach them, and they did hold up. You can see for yourself that me just bending it around with paint on it, like not sealed. I didn't seal none of the paint on these loose ones. But this is different. This is a bendy wire, and this is what I was gonna use because you can make sharp edges with this. So with this, you can be able to make a more accurate design instead of having everything curved. But I was scared. I didn't know if it would hold up, so I painted a few of them, and it seems like the paint held up pretty well too. So I think I could have used this. One issue why I didn't again was probably because of the metal inside. It was probably a little thick, and I would have to blend that into the sculpt on certain areas, and I don't know if that would pull out later on. Like, I don't know how durable it would be, but it does hold up. The paint is pretty nice. I could have used the bendy wire. I don't know. I almost feel bad that I didn't use the bendy wire because it would have made it that much more accurate. But I still have a ton of this. I have some bendy wires, some clear tubing. By the way, the clear tubing came from Lord Zed. It was all from Lord Zed. I cut it out a while ago, and I knew I would use it for something. So if you ever want to make an update, we can do it. YouTube, that is it. Let me know what you think about this custom. You know, I don't even got a name for him. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask him what his name was. But come up with your own names, put them in the comment section down below, and I'll run them by this guy and see what he thinks about them. He may have a name for it already, he may not, I don't know. But guys, if you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. It helps the video out, helps me out as a YouTuber. It helps you guys find the video easier. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and hit the notification bell, of course. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.